Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0455, indicates a large leak detected in the Evaporative Emission Control EVAP system of the 2008 to 2012 Honda Accord. The EVAP system is crucial for trapping fuel vapors from the fuel tank, preventing them from escaping into the atmosphere. It consists of components like the fuel tank, fuel lines, vapor canister, and valves, all working together to maintain emission standards. A leak in this system can compromise its effectiveness, leading to increased emissions and potentially triggering the check engine light. The diagnostic procedures for this DTC involve specific tests to ensure the integrity of the EVAP system, focusing on pressure and vacuum conditions. Understanding the proper testing sequence and using the correct tools are critical for accurate diagnosis and repair. The Evaporative Emission Control (EVAP) system's primary role is to capture and store fuel vapors from the fuel tank to prevent them from entering the atmosphere. In the Honda Accord, the components involved include the fuel tank, fuel fill pipe, vapor canister, and various solenoids. A properly functioning EVAP system maintains specified maximum vacuum and pressure conditions, essential for vehicle emissions control. The fuel fill cap, located on the fuel filler neck, serves a dual purpose. It not only seals the fuel tank, but also contains a pressure relief valve. The presence of leaks can lead to situations where excess pressure or vacuum damages these sensitive components. This can ultimately affect the vehicle's performance and compliance with emission standards. Several issues can trigger DTC P0455, starting with a damaged or improperly installed fuel fill cap. A fuel cap that doesn't click into place can easily allow vapors to escape, resulting in system failure. Furthermore, if the cap seal is missing or damaged, it can fail to create a tight seal during operation. The fuel fill pipe, which connects the cap to the fuel tank, can also become damaged due to wear and tear, leading to leaks. Additionally, the tether cord that holds the fuel cap can become trapped under the cap, further compromising the seal. Each of these issues presents a potential risk for the system malfunctioning, leading us to take further action in our troubleshooting process. When DTC P0455 is present, the most noticeable symptom is the activation of the check engine light on the dashboard. This warning indicates that the onboard diagnostic system has detected a fault within the EVAP system. Drivers may also notice a fuel odor, especially when near the fuel filler area due to escaping vapors. Additionally, the vehicle might experience poor fuel efficiency as the engine struggles to operate optimally when the fuel system isn't airtight. Furthermore, if the car undergoes an emissions test during this time, it is likely to fail due to the compromised integrity of the emission system. Being aware of these symptoms can aid in early diagnosis and repair. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0455 involves checking the fuel fill cap. This is a critical component as it seals the fuel tank from the atmosphere. Ensure that the cap is the correct one for the vehicle and that it is installed properly. The fuel fill cap should have markings indicating tighten to click, and it must turn a quarter turn after being tightened to ensure it's secure. If the cap is found to be loose or damaged, it can allow fuel vapors to escape, triggering the DTC. If the cap is not secure, tighten it, and then proceed to further diagnostic steps to determine if this resolves the issue. In the second step of troubleshooting, inspect the fuel fill cap seal and the mating surface of the fuel fill pipe. This includes checking for any visible damage, such as cracks or wear in the seal that could allow vapor escape. Pay close attention to the tether cord. It should not be caught or pinched under the cap, as this can significantly affect the sealing function of the cap. If any of these components are found to be faulty or damaged, they will need to be replaced to ensure a tight seal during operation. After conducting these checks and performing any necessary repairs or replacements, proceed to the next steps to further assess the system's condition. With the second step complete, the next troubleshooting action is to turn the ignition switch to the on position. This action powers the vehicle's diagnostic systems without starting the engine, allowing for additional tests to be performed. It's an important step before proceeding to clear any fault codes from the system. By enabling the onboard diagnostics, the vehicle's module can prepare for any further testing that might be required. After the ignition is in the on position, you should be ready to proceed with clearing any existing DTCs to ensure you start fresh with diagnostic assessments. In this step, use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to clear the DTC. The HDS is an essential tool that allows technicians to interact with the vehicle's onboard computing systems and address any diagnostic trouble codes. Clearing the DTC helps to reset the system, allowing it to run fresh diagnostics on the components involved in the EVAP system. Once the DTC has been cleared, it's critical to advance to the next step, the EVAP function test. This test will provide insights into the operational status of the EVAP components and help identify if any issues persist after clearing the codes. After clearing the DTC, the next step is to conduct the EVAP function test via the HDS under the inspection menu. This test evaluates the functionality and integrity of the EVAP system components in a controlled manner. It's essential to closely monitor the results. If the test results are satisfactory and no issues are reported, it indicates that the system is functioning as intended. However, if the results indicate a failure, further investigation is required. Should the test return an OK status, this may suggest an intermittent issue, prompting a check for loose connections or poor terminal contacts in related components. The final step in this troubleshooting process is to turn the ignition switch to the lock position, 0. Locking the ignition is essential for ensuring that no unnecessary power is sent to the vehicle's electronic systems while final checks or repairs are being made. Turning off the ignition also ensures the safety of the technician as well as the vehicle. Once this is done, all observations and any necessary repairs identified during the diagnostic process should be documented for future reference. A thorough understanding of these steps will help ensure that not only is the symptom addressed, but the underlying issue can be identified and rectified, ensuring lasting repair. Once troubleshooting and repairs have been completed, it's crucial to verify that the repairs were effective. This involves retesting the EVAP system once more to confirm that the DTC has not returned and that the system is operating correctly. After rerunning the EVAP function test, technicians should monitor for any signs of the DTC reoccurring over a few driving cycles. Ensuring that the issue has been fully addressed means not only fixing the symptoms, but also confirming that the root cause of the problem has been resolved. An effective verification process is vital in maintaining vehicle performance and emissions compliance. Preventive maintenance is essential to avoid future issues related to the EVAP system. Regularly scheduled inspections can reveal early signs of wear or damage, especially with components like the fuel fill cap and its seal. Technicians should encourage vehicle owners to monitor these components closely, replacing them at the first sign of failure or damage. Additionally, keeping an eye on fuel quality is important. Always consider the volatility of fresh fuel and how it can impact the EVAP system. Implementing a routine check for these elements can help mitigate issues before they escalate into serious problems, thereby enhancing the longevity of the vehicle. In summary, DTC P0455 signifies a large leak in the EVAP system of the Honda Accord from 2008 to 2012, requiring immediate attention to maintain performance and compliance with emissions regulations. Understanding the components and their functions is critical to effective troubleshooting. Step-by-step diagnostics, including checking the fuel fill cap, its seal, and conducting thorough tests with the Honda Diagnostic System, are paramount in identifying and resolving issues. The importance of preventive maintenance cannot be overstated, as it can significantly reduce the likelihood of repeat failures. By adhering to these detailed procedures, technicians can ensure that the vehicle operates efficiently and remains within the environmental standards. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.